how we're going to remove it. You ready? You gotta pull out this pin, the washer, pull that out, and put it right back. You pull these two, that and that, pull that off. You go around and do the same thing to the other side. This is what I like to do with a belt. I don't like to do more work than I absolutely have to. Wrap it around and put it through the yoke, and then I pull it up here, and I pin it with that. Now it's up out of the way, and I didn't have to take the mule off. I can leave the mule attached, and it rides just fine right there. You just got to make sure you don't flip the electric PTO. That'd be really bad. Maybe. I don't know. Now on the removal, you notice I put this belt, I just hook it right here. Keeps it handy when I'm driving around with the tiller or pulling a trailer, and I don't have to take the mule off. So before we started this video, I started up the mower, and I with the engine running, I pushed the spool valve forward, and that lowered this arm all the way, got it all the way down. Pull it, and then the rocker shaft kind of hangs, so you just pull it down a little pressure, it pulls it on down against the piston. So now we're going to start this install, and get this belt off here. The first thing I want to do is get these yokes clear of the belt. Then I'm going to use the belt pressure, and I'm going to pull. I'm going to use my hand on the pulley and the belt, and I'm going to get that yoke. While I'm pulling it, I'm going to get the yoke set on the front mounts, and then get them in there while I'm holding pressure on the belt, because I don't want the mule to fall off. This mule falls off, then you got to reset it. You got to put the belt back on the pulleys. I'm going to put this in, this rear yoke. Put that on. Go ahead and lift that up. Get that on. And in just a second here, I'll be done with this side. There's that side. The other side's just the same. And we'll show you that. You gotta pull it back and forth to get lined up. we're all set. Here we have the Model 33 tiller on the John Deere 140. Same thing for the 300 series, I believe. Mower. We'll have the same tiller on a 316. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get these belts off. Make sure the tractor is off, of course. These, talk about those later. This little thing with the belt comes up one at a time. You gotta come over one groove, come over the other groove, and you gotta pull this pin until it's tight. This pin right here has to come out, but since I lowered the tiller with the engine off, so it didn't pull it any tighter than it needed to, so now I've got to raise the tiller up just a tad bit, get my hand on my knee here and lift, get my elbow on my knee, that way I can lift with my knee a little bit, just enough to pull that out. I'll put this right back in here. Lift it up, slide it forward, get it out of the way a little bit. Then, what I like to do is I like to use this crowbar, and I like to get it in here where these pins are, and I just get it going. Just do that with it. You gotta do the same thing on the other side. What you can do here, you can lift a little bit right here on this point, and that just makes it a little easier. And this ought to just fall right off at this point. There you go. Boom. And now, reach in. There's a little bar that goes across these pulleys. That bar support keeps this bracket solid. You just grab it and you're off. Now you're off and free. On the install, you want to start by making sure these pins are out. See that one snap back in. Just make sure it's out. And so I'm going to reach in here and grab this bar again. And pull the tractor in. Drop it on. Sometimes that maneuver is easier with two people, but it has to go on those lower lugs. Once you hang it on those pins, the rest is pretty easy. Now we just, since our pins are already out, I'm going to grab right here on this 90 degree where the gears are in here. The gears that make it 90 degree. Just lift up. Yeah, that one's in. That one is not. Oh, I gotta turn it. That's why. And now that one's in. And now we do the belts. Make sure it's on the pulley down there so you get as much room as you can. Get over one at a time. So you get the first one on the back pulley, and you get the second one, make sure you got some room there. Get that one on. Now while you're messing with these pulleys, there's these two little barbs right here. And sometimes if you put just a little touch against the belts, these barbs, if you put I don't know what they're called, but if you put just a little touch on the belts, it'll help the belts to slip over this pulley when your idle pulley is off. When the idler pulley is off, sometimes these belts will grab and try to turn the tiller, but you just get rid of that action by putting these, just put a little touch on there, pinch them with these, not much, and that helps it to slip around this thing without driving the tiller until you apply tension with the idler pulley. Okay, so then the last thing you do is you pull out your drawbar, pin, put it in there, and now the thing you can do to get this pin in is to start the motor. Before you start doing any of this, before you start doing any of this install, you start the motor and you push forward on your spool and extend this out. Then you don't have to lift this at all, but that makes it just a little bit easier. And that's your removal and install of the Model 33 tiller on the John Deere garden tractor.